How's everyone doing today? Crowd engagement? Alright. So, how many of us could use more money in our life? Be honest. Alright. Well, I've started a company called FailSafe with another business partner, and we've created a new consumer product that helps guide young adults towards long-term financial success through financial goal setting. So I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction video. This video, the main thing is you get what you pay for. So that's just another life lesson I'm going to instill in you guys. So this is just 1 minute, and then I'll go over to my presentation here.
Well beyond their means. And what I mean by that is that people spend way more money than what they make. For example, I had a big issue with credit cards. I would constantly be in debt, and our family wanted to purchase a camper so that we could spend more time together and travel places. But every time that I would receive a paycheck, that money would go directly towards paying off those credit card bills. What the FailSafe does is it allows people to work through those financial struggles by achieving financial goals while transforming their spending habits into saving habits. Some of the feedback that we've received is that people would use the FailSafe for an initial down payment for a car, a vacation, or even a camper like myself. The team has worked very hard to get the FailSafe to where we are today. We are finalizing the software and hardware development, product design, and a mass production plan. Just like how the FailSafe helps people reach their financial goal, we need your support to reach our financial goal so that we can bring the FailSafe to you.
Alright, that was a Kickstarter video, so I'm not asking for any money from you guys. Alright, so now I will get started here. Now, one of the main things that I struggled with was holding myself accountable. I mean, to a financial goal. I knew that I wanted to have spend more time with my family, and I thought that I could achieve that by purchasing a camper. Yet I had a problem with financial goal setting. I wanted to save up $2,500, and I would put money into my safe, but then I would take that money back out and use it on other items, and then online banking. I'm more of a physical type of guy, and so I created a product called the FailSafe. Well, here I'm kind of jumping around. So there are two people here in our company. Joe didn't make it today, but it's myself and Joe. One of the main things that we are trying to solve, one of the main problems is U.S. debt, both for student loans and credit cards. So we from what we've seen, a lot of young adults aren't really overall educated in debt, and specifically student loan and credit card. I mean, people get stuck in it all the time, and it's hard to get out, and so we wanted to create a consumer product that really helped guide young adults towards long-term financial success. One of the main things that we see, and I don't know how many people are parents here, but I see that kids kind of are given a lot of things. And what the FailSafe does is allows kids to make financial goal setting fun. And so I will dive into that here. And these stats are, so for student loan debt, $148 trillion, $764 billion in U.S. credit card debt, and that was at the end of, or the beginning of 2017. All right, so now this is the FailSafe. It works as a personal trainer to help motivate people to achieve their dreams by setting financial goals while turning their spending habits into saving habits. Essentially what I've done is I took a safe and I took a coin and bill acceptor that you see on vending machines, and I added that in there as well as an LCD screen or a touch screen. And the main purpose of this is to allow kids to just, be able to have fun financial goal setting, but know exactly what they're going to be saving for. It's essentially like giving themselves a present, every month. So, as I said, LCD screen, coin acceptor, bill acceptor, just like a regular safe, has hinges. It also connects to Wi-Fi. One of the main things that we wanted to do is improve the overall value of the product. not many people are going to just purchase a safe with a bill and coin acceptor in it. So what we want to do is create an app as well, which allows a child to upload items from the internet onto their FailSafe, and then they can scroll through and pick which item they'd like to save up for next. Now, with this, let's say a child wanted to save up for a moped or something, I don't know, something fun, go-kart. So if a parent wanted to encourage a child to, set a financial goal, let's say this go-kart was $600, they could set the financial goal for $600. The parent could put in $200 and say, hey, you have $200 in your FailSafe. You get to work and you deposit $400 more, and that thing's going to unlock, and you're going to have a go-kart in your hands. And so basically what I'm wanting to do is really instill financial goal setting in young adults, but make it a fun opportunity for them in order to be successful with long-term financial success. All right, so now with the FailSafe app, what this does is it allows people to organize their goals. This can be anything from going on a vacation, getting a kayak. It's a lot of materialistic items, but that's kind of where it starts at. You gotta hold yourself accountable, and in the long run, you'll be able to save up for a house and whatnot. So. One of the things that the app does is it allows users to break down their poor spending habits so that they can see where they can direction their money specifically. So, I'm going to be honest, I'm a cigarette smoker. I beat myself up every time I do it, but the majority of the times when I go and purchase a pack of cigarettes, I look at that and I say, that's $10 I'm wasting. I could utilize that money and put it into a FailSafe, and all I have to do is make one quick decision to just deposit $10. That $10 is not going towards something that's giving me cancer. It's giving me something that I've set a financial goal for specifically. So notification and reminders. The app would also allow users, once they set their financial goal, to set up essentially like a payment plan. It's more or less like a credit card, but instead of spending, and having to try and pay off your credit card, you automatically choose an item that you would like to save up for and then pay into it, and then once you unlock it, then you're rewarded. Time-specific payment plans, we wanted to make it very easy for young adults. So hey, if you wanted, if it's wintertime and you wanted to get that go-kart by summertime, you can lock in your financial goals, set up the specific date that you'd like to get it, and then it will break down different payment options available to deposit into your FailSafe. And here's a little quote from Walt Disney. All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And that is it. So one of the main things is, so currently where we're at, we don't have an MVP. We kind of hit a sticking point where I rushed into a metal manufacturing facility and I got one created and it did not look appropriate, but I'm just trying to get feedback on, if you guys are parents or, if there's any great advice that you can give or anything that you think could be incorporated in like an app that could teach a child how to be more financially responsible. We're just wanting to utilize the app to add value to the overall product. So I'm here just wanting to get feedback on, all right, financial goal setting is good. Now, I've received feedback that, hey, when helping a child break down, all right, if you're getting this much in a paycheck, where are you going to be splitting these up? So I'm just trying to figure out some different ways that we could really set children up for long-term financial success, just starting with a new consumer product at a young age.
Jake, a question I had for you is,
yep.
Have you, one, I was just kind of curious the context, like when you started working on this, and then my question really is around, have you looked at other financial planning apps and approached anyone about partnering with them, just because the software space is so large there, where everybody's trying to be, a financial planning analysis tool or something like that.
Yep.
There's a bazillion of that. But what you have that's like super unique, that was my aha moment that I wrote down for you. Like, I would never use this, to me it's nonsensical,
Yep.
honestly. But you made the point, like with yourself and you and your family and stuff like that, is like, some people need and want something physical
Yep.
for their financial planning. And that was powerful, that was really interesting. So anyways, I was thinking like, you take that physical saving thing
Yep.
and marry it with you could partner with a bazillion other of these software providers.
Ye-
Any feedback on like who you've talked to or?
So I actually went to a conference, Startup Grind in California here a little bit ago, and I approached an investor and started speaking with him, and I didn't check his portfolio completely, but he has invested in an app called Digit. It uses you sign in to your bank accounts, and they use an algorithm to identify your spending habits from your debit card or credit card, and then they slowly take like 17 cents, 7 cents out of your bank account and save it. So he said he loved the idea, but there would be a conflict of interest. So right now our position is more or less for young adults, because when you're a young kid, I mean, you don't really have a credit card. You have, cash on hand. I mean, it's one thing to, one of the main things I see is, parents will start up a savings account for their children and just take the money and put it in there, and the child's not really experiencing it. It's nothing physical or hands-on. And at a young age, how do children learn? I mean, they learn by having stuff, hey, this is 25 cents, this is $1. And so part of the feedback that we've received as well is that, having that physical product in front of them, it's almost a little bit more satisfying knowing that it's still in your possession. But we have yet to answer your question, we have yet to try and approach any other partners to kind of pursue this. We've hit that. We haven't met our financial goal yet in order to get a MVP created.
Yeah, so just my feedback and what I've seen over the years, but I would stay very dedicated to the physical product.
Yep.
In doing that, and try not to waste too much time and energy on the app, and I'd go try to partner with people
All right.
on that. Because, that's my gut feeling.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you talked to bankers at all? Like Jennifer might be a good resource for you. In St. Paul school districts, they're making an aggressive plan to bring back school banking, which is really nothing more. When I was a kid, probably a lot of you, gray hairs at least, can remember banking. We just put money in an envelope, and then it would go to the bank. And they want to bring that back in the St. Paul school district, and I think that's probably going to grow. Have you talked to banks or thought about this might be a product more that banks would be interested in, supplying maybe to a school where they could do their banking at school, and the unit would be more like an ATM almost.
Yeah, I have yet to approach schools. The main thing is I definitely want to encourage this in schools. I just want to be able to introduce this and, have it be used for different purposes, whether it's, saving up for new jerseys for like a volleyball, going around collecting money, anything like that. It's, but that's one of our main things is approaching banks, but we wanted to have an MVP available to kind of show them rather than just bringing a simple idea to the table. But essentially, this would just be a mini bank, but then we wanted to utilize the FailSafe as kind of a referral basis. Hey, now that you've learned how to be financial or set financial goals, why not start a checking or savings account with our partner here at this bank? So that's some of the options that we have kept open now since we haven't gotten that MVP created. We have yet to approach banks. So just trying to get some more feedback on what I can do to improve before I.
You might want to just talk to some bankers to find out if that's on their radar. If school banking, having relationships with schools is even on their radar.
All right.
I know it is at the St. Paul School District, whether any banks support that concept, I don't know in this day and age.
Sorry, I just had an idea, I want to throw it out there real quick. I mean, you could do something where it's like a school, like a classroom has a fundraiser, but they have the FailSafe in there, So I keep calling FailSafe.
Yeah, that was.
The save stops failing, which is good.
Yeah.
So it has it, but like as a school, like they need $100 for a project, so it's not like an individual.
If it was like an ATM where it was, one unit that many people could use,
Oh.
which
For
we obviously
fundraisers.
have the technology, could be for any.
You have a good fundraiser technology.
I worry that the ATM idea is overcomplicating what is actually a nice, simple idea. And maybe what you're, so like, rather than put money into a jar, like throw your pennies into a jar, you're throwing it into here, and the kids can all see that. I like the idea.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it is, what kind of price point are you talking about?
So it was going to be, so my business partner, they got a manufacturing facility in Shenzhen, so we were looking at $92 or $95, and that's including the FailSafe and then the app. And the app, we wanted to just include those features to raise the overall value. What are these things that, tons of kids have phones in front of their face. Why not have it set up so they're actually doing something to better themselves, So, yeah.
Is that the cost or retail?
So that would be retail.
$95?
Yeah.
So this may be a totally different path than your vision. I look at that and I see a cool modern day piggy bank.
Yep.
So like most kids have a piggy bank and it's still the old ceramic thing with the plug in the bottom. And anything that's like slightly digital or connected to Wi-Fi, and I like the idea of connecting it to an app, but think simple.
Yeah.
It could be a mobile-friendly website that the kid and the parents have access to that says, here's your money. And even show, like, make it kid-friendly, like, you've got this many quarters, this many dollar bills, so because part of the fun of piggy bank is dump it out and counting your money.
Yep.
So maybe make that a web or phone experience versus the physical.
Yep.
And the fact that it's a real safe is cool and also makes it really expensive. So if it was plastic with a key, you're accomplishing the same thing, but way lowering your price.
Yep.
And I just, if you're, again, if it's not your vision, that's cool.
No.
No skin off my back. But if you're just replacing the old school ceramic piggy bank for $20 with a cool new thing that's connected to Wi-Fi and has an app, it may be easier to get traction with selling to kids or selling at toy stores or something.
All right. Hey, I think I saw your hand.
Somebody else go ahead. I'll wait. No, I think your price point sounds very reasonable, especially as a grandparent giving something as a gift. The ones I'd suggest is to take a look at putting some voice into it or some bells and whistles that make noise, because the idea of a voice coming on saying, congratulations, your 12 cents today is giving you a total of, and you're only this amount away from it. And I assume if you're dealing in China, they can do things that
Make it interactive. Yeah, there is this model, and I didn't introduce the other model, FailSafe Junior. What we wanted to incorporate is immediate gratification. So, hey, when your parents come home, you give your kids your change or dollar bills. They run to their FailSafe Junior. Once they put it in, they're getting a small piece of candy back. So it automatically triggers in their mind, hey, once I get this money, I'm going to my FailSafe. I'm putting it in there. And then that way, immediate gratification, but then the parents really need to say, hey, this is your money. You can use this, to buy anything that you want and take pride in that. So, yes.
Just a thought, also being able to kind of share your goal, with your app or your technology.
Yeah.
Because, I know with my kids, with Snapchat and everything else, it's like, they're always sharing their information with their friends, right? So if I want to get the next upgrade to Fortnite, in terms of the skin, that would be a goal of Safe. But, whatever the goal is, to be able to share it, maybe share a picture of it, your friends can kind of see how you're tracking against your progression. That kind of becomes, and then grandma, grandpa can see how, Johnny's doing on his goals. So I would think something around the collaboration there would be something to think about as well.
Yeah. I completely forgot to include a slide on the discovery page, and what the discovery page would essentially be is a place where you can use or search by a financial goal. So, hey, I want to see what people have done with a $600 financial goal. You know, go to a kayak, see, you know, reviews on everything. You can see how many people have achieved a $600 financial goal, and it will really encourage young adults, hey, if this person has done it, and I'm looking and, you know, they set a financial goal for $600, they got a kayak, and this is what they've done, I want to do that. I want to add that to my list. So, yeah, my main thing is, it's like when you think about financial goal setting, it's kind of like, but if you really incorporate it and link it to something that's going to bring pleasure to, you know, a young adult or anyone, I mean, that will really encourage them, hey, financial goal setting is fun. I want to do this more often. I want to do it bigger, better, you know, financial goals. So, yes.
Little personal thing, as a banker and a mom of a now 15-year-old boy, a really good way to get, I like the goal idea. I've been able to get mine to put money in the bank because I tell them we pay him rent. And it's interest, so that's maybe, I like the reward program. I also like the app and other people, them getting to share it, because yeah, like you said, kids love to share lots more than they're willing to let on. But yeah, nice job.
Thank you. Yes.
Seems like a couple things on to that end, and essentially what I see in the machine, and oversimplifying it, the ATM comment. What you've created is a super simple ATM, which maybe you started there, and don't overcomplicate it. There are all sorts of manufacturers that make the ATMs and all of that. So all of that technology, from the touch screen to putting the money in, all of that already exists. So your speed to market, you should be able to find a company that could take what they do in big and make it very small.
Yep.
On the app side, the sharing is, I agree with Patrick on working with app companies, because there's a million of them out there. But create an app also that shares it with mom and dad at the same time. Make sure that it's not a single user, that it's dual. So mom and dad, so when the child puts money in, mom and dad get a notification that the child is that you don't have to be there. So the kid can behave on their own, take their own action without the prompting of mom and dad or grandma and grandpa or whomever. They put 50 cents in, mom and dad get notification that child just put 50 cents in. Now you can turn and rebound that with a congratulations. You know, next time you see your kid, you can go up and say, hey, nice job, I saw you put 50 cents in, you know, keep it up. So I think there's some opportunity there. I personally am not so sure about the candy reward thing. I think you overcomplicate the machine and you make it a bit more of a novelty or hokey type of piece. When you do that, I think there's, you know, keep it with the technology. That's where kids are going. And then I think it's a home run with the banks, because there are so many banks now that round up to the nearest dollar to put in your savings. When my kids were little, the bank had an automatic savings program. So based on what they spent or when they deposited, a certain amount went into a savings account automatically, and they had to sign up for it. With banking and that support and what they're doing, I think, you know, that's a big target for you. And then to defer some of the cost, branding. You know, go to XYZ Bank and get a vinyl sticker on the side of the thing to be branded. The stickers cost you nickels. But you could defer maybe $10 of your cost out of the machine by having that per machine, by having the bank sponsor on it.
Yeah, I think that one of the main things that we were thinking is, you know, being able to partner with a financial institution of some sort. I mean, it's like, not only would we could, you know, be helping young adults, you know, kind of get the the ball rolling on, becoming financially successful. But, it's just a great referral process where it's like, hey, you've grown out of this cash thing. Big, adults, they gravitate towards banks. You're not going to have a FailSafe, the entire, your entire life. But I have heard couples say that they would love it for like a remodeling job because they don't ever put enough money away to get the kitchen done or anything like that. So, no. Yes.
I have a couple questions that are just more clarification on the presentation. So one, I'm not sure that I fully understand who the target market is for you.
Yep.
You've been referring a lot to children, but then you talk about yourself as being a user. Like Patrick, I don't see myself being a user for this. I don't have children, but I do see the value, as Kevin mentioned, as a high, robust piggy bank, something that replaces the typical ceramic style. But I'm not sure who your target market is. So what do you think your target market is?
So specifically, young adults. So the age group on this was from like 7 years old to 20 years old. So that's kind of what we found, that people use, cash more often. Now, I'm 26 and I still use cash. It's really easy for me to use my credit card, and that's one of the things that I've struggled with. And so, everyone's different. It's been hard for me to hold myself accountable with my credit card. So being able to make that decision that, hey, I have this money and I'd much rather this go into something physical where I cannot get to it, rather than saying, hey, I'm going to put this in my bank account and then I'm just going to end up transferring that money to, pay for something else, where it's like I've made the decision to pursue this goal. So young adults is our specific target market, or anyone that has that struggles with holding themselves accountable financially.
I think from my perspective, that's too broad of a reach.
Yep.
I would focus more on children, building and instilling, good professional fiscal responsibility at a younger age, and then letting them kind of take off. Because partnering up with a bank, kids get very excited when they get to open up their first bank account. They put their deposit in there from grandma or grandpa. If they had a mechanism like this where they could do some of that at home, I think it starts at the bottom and works its way up, versus kind of taking this whole market. That's just my own opinion. I would, again, I see value in it, but I see it at a very young age for children to instill the right guidelines initially. So that was kind of my first question, and I appreciate the clarification. The second one is, when you started your presentation, you mentioned that you built an MVP. Is that not accurate?
Oh no, it was. I was so excited about starting this thing up that I took $600 and I went to a metal or a welder, and I was like, all right, this is my idea. What can you do for me? And I bought a bill and coin acceptor off of eBay. I mean, I was just gun ho, and so it does not look like anything like the CAD design that I showed you. It was probably a black metal box that I put in there, and you could see the screws. So, and it's not functioning because we need to create a custom microcontroller that allows the bill, coin, and LCD screen to all be connected, and then just that development behind it that says, hey, this bill was entered and now it's getting added to the overall amount that's currently in there. So we got an estimate for like $10,000 to $15,000 to get all that stuff created, and the development work behind it. So it's just that's kind of the hitting point that we.
Was your partner, it looks like he had background in technology, software, is that his forte?
Yeah. Yep. So he is actually an iOS developer. So he has some experience in developing in apps and whatnot. But he said that this was a different type of or we would need a different type of developer for the actual overall process of like the microcontroller and whatnot. So.
The MVP that you're building, sorry.
Oh, yep.
The MVP that you're building, are you trying to do it in a true safe technology, or what Kevin you had mentioned is more simplifying it? Go to the container store and get a plastic bin and try to incorporate it. Like, where are you going with the MVP?
Yep. So we wanted to do a thermal hard plastic. So I mean, right now we just have the CAD design created just for the outer. We didn't get the inner CAD design created yet, but we wanted to work with like Proto Labs to create an MVP. Now that all cost a lot of money, and which I don't have. I've become better at financial goal setting, but not quite at $15,000 yet. So, yeah.
So your biggest holdup right now is just having the capital to produce the MVP.
Yeah, the capital. It's been. I mean, it's kind of one thing after another. You know, we did a Indiegogo campaign, then we did a crowdfunding, a Kickstarter campaign, and you get what you paid for with the videos, and so we learned a hard lesson there, where that utilized a lot of our time, and it wasn't that well. So it's more or less the way that we want to pursue it is trying to find like a bigger partner that could kind of walk us through the process, but then also like, hey, what kind of financial institution wants to help like stand out with us? I mean, I've never really heard of a bank or anything like that really investing in a consumer product that helps guide them towards long-term financial success. I'm just kind of trying to play all over, and I'm a tile setter right now, so it's it's been a struggle to try and get this started, and then also make money for the mortgage. Yes.
Just advice. The microcontroller can be an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi. You can get them for $20. Find somebody who can do that.
Yep.
Software for you. That'd be pretty quick and easy. I'd go to a sheet metal fab. Sheet metal fab could put that together for $150.
Injection mold.
You got to pay for a mold.
Well,
Yeah.
so, but even the conversation long-term, because long-term, an injection mold would be cheaper than sheet metal at mass.
Yeah, but so a sheet metal fab would be interested in being your fabricator over the long haul. So they might be willing to come alongside you and help you. They can work off a CAD file, bend a sheet of metal, laser drill a couple of holes, and you're done.
Yeah, that's
We do have a 3D printer
Yeah.
that you can talk
That's probably where you're thinking Proto Lab?
Yeah. I just wanted to get something created and have something physical. If you can't tell already, I'm more of a physical guy. I like putting money in a safe. I'm, being able to have a 3D CAD a 3D design or MVP is kind of one of the main things. I ended up that old design that I got created by the metal manufacturer. I went and sat outside of a grocery store with a big white sign saying, "Young entrepreneur looking for honest feedback." And so I did that, and I had a survey that I spoke with 30 people to try and get information on what I could do to improve. And, I didn't get the results that I was quite looking for because it wasn't a functioning one. So therefore, those people couldn't really, experience it fully. So these are all some great ideas, so I appreciate all the feedback.
You can get a prototype for less than $2,000.
Yeah.
And maybe
M in MVP is minimally viable.
right.
Doesn't have to be made of metal. Go to a container store, like just duct tape and just whatever. It doesn't have to look cool. Even just show people that you can put money into this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Counts it. Don't think of it as something that you would actually ever sell to somebody, but if you think that a physical thing that can help people understand your vision, you'll set yourself a budget of $500. Just go figure it out. Get the components online, mock it together yourself. I would encourage you, even with I think the app and all the vision and the sharing, it's all cool. Start with something small and simple so that you can help people get it and get feedback.
Yeah, I actually have an Arduino Uno, and I purchased this specifically, and I'm not a developer. I'm more of a sales guy, and so I don't know what the heck to do to set all this up. But Joe is, and Joe said that the Arduino Uno wouldn't be enough to be able to support all the devices. So LCD screen.
I think that's incorrect, and just keep the M, make it a capital M.
Yeah. All right.
I have to be the bearer of bad news, but we have to wrap up.
Thank you guys for all the great feedback. I appreciate it.
This is terrific, so thank you so much.
Thank you.